I just got a bad feeling that's what's going to happen. I don't care if you're in a National Park Director's office, the National Forest Director's office. I don't know what you do with BLM land in general. Fenn himself has said if you're on an Indian reservation, that's going to be more problematic than anything else. So I've always taken that to mean just avoid reservations. You know, it's like he wanted to put down public lands, but I listen to what Forrest Fenn says when he's in a conversation and says, "Oh, and by the way, Indian reservations are going to be the hardest thing legally to deal with." He didn't put it in an Indian reservation, folks. Come on. And certainly you're not looking for it on private land. I think Fenn's been clear, at least, that I think he has said outright it is not on a private landowner's. Can you imagine that? Here's some farmer sitting out drinking a beer on his porch or whatever he does, and you come stumbling up at 5 p.m. and you're like, "Hey, I just wanted to check in." I just wanted to check in with you. Are you the owner of the property? Yes, I am. I just wanted to check in because I found a box with $3 million in it. It was on your back 40 behind the barn, and I just kind of wanted to see how you want to deal with it. I mean, I'm sure you'd have a shotgun in your face in 2 seconds, and again, you would lose possession of your treasure chest. He'd say, "Sonny," well, if he called me Sonny, it'd be hilarious, but he'd say, "You know, you're on my land, that's my treasure chest." Just got a feeling, folks. So again, back to I'm really needing some lunch here. I'm starting to lose it. Back to my initial premise and quandary for us to deal with when we find the treasure chest. Imagine you really find it. Get out of Adventureland where you're just having fun. You're on a treasure hunt. You've spent money. You've spent time. You've spent effort. You figured it out. A lot of people haven't figured this treasure chest out, and it's been a lot of years. You actually figure it out. You are going to feel so entitled to that money. I know I am. And I just know if I go to any person in authority who is in charge of the land I find it in, I guarantee you're going to lose that chest. I cannot even conceive of a park director, for instance, saying, "Oh, okay, let us get some, you think it's worth maybe $3 million? Well, yeah, we'll take a couple of pictures of it. Let's get your name and number. Have a good day. See you with your $3 million treasure chest that you found at Blue Bend." I'm just using that as a made-up example, which is part of our park. And have a good day with your money. Doesn't make any sense to me. They're going to take your chest. So, I'm going to go back to things I learned in kindergarten, which have gotten me through life when I've followed them. Thinking about the times I didn't follow them. Finders keepers, losers weepers. Possession of 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of the law. I'm going to take that treasure chest. I'm going to break it up into a couple of bags. I've already got a few bags because we're talking about 40 pounds. So split the treasure up between a few bags and then carry the chest itself, which looks like it's no light little box in itself. And folks, I'm taking that thing down. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking that thing down to Santa Fe. I'm going to call ahead. I'm going to ask to meet Forrest Fenn. I'm going to consult with Forrest Fenn in any way that he'll allow me to. Maybe he'll have some ideas how to handle it, maybe not. I'm going to sell him back his necklace that he said he's willing to pay. I think I heard him say once he would pay $50,000, $150,000 for this necklace that he had, even though you're finding it. You know, if I literally found the chest, and I realize I'm saying this on a video that's going out and could be used in court, although I don't think there would not be a need to be. All I'm trying to say is I'd almost feel like you should just give it to him. You know, I mean, that's just kind of, It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? You find this treasure, and he apparently really wants this necklace back, and you're like, you got to pay me first. And he's already given you the box, essentially. I'd feel like a complete ass making him pay me for it. I really would. So, I think I'd just give it to him. But, having said all that, and then I would take it back, like he said one other time, I'd put it in a safe deposit box, I'd get a really good lawyer, and I'd figure out what to do. And if wherever I found this thing, I get an email like I did from the Department of Natural Resources in Colorado saying, we want to contest the possession of that chest because it was found on national land or whatever it's called, I guess then it's going to be a matter for the lawyers to decide. Have I broken a law and suddenly I'm busted, more or less, or fined before I even have a chance to get possession of the treasure to the extent that I can spend any monies from it, and I'm suddenly being faced with a $25,000 fine, say? I don't know, folks. I'm just throwing this out there. Then I guess I better have $25,000 to pay that fine, and probably lose the box too if they come get it. I don't know. I did read someone that said one time, first of all, there's something else I want to say. You might be saying to yourself, why even tell anyone you have the treasure? Just auction it. Well, first of all, if you auction it, people are going to know you have the treasure, right? I don't know, sell it on the black market. Not really my bag. I don't know the black market. I don't really want to get invested with people who are on the black market. I don't want to do anything who can make the whole problem worse. I mean, I feel like it's a problem when it shouldn't even be a problem because I have found the chest, and the man who left the chest out there told me, I mean, I'm rhetorical me, it could be you, that whoever found the treasure has the right to the treasure. So you feel very, you feel very justified in thinking it's yours, but we know the law will step in. So people say, why though? I don't know. I mean, why? One reason I'm going to definitely feel like it should be announced that the treasure's been found is, to my knowledge, 4 people have died on this treasure chest hunt so far. Just to put a stop to it. I have always defended Forrest Fenn on this. He's made it very clear that this may be a mental chase that is difficult, but it is not a physical chase that is difficult. He's always reminded us that he was an 80-year-old man or 79 years old when he put the chest out there, that he had to carry it in and out of the woods or wherever he was twice, that it was not difficult physically or he couldn't have even done it. So when people are dying in these circumstances of falling off cliffs, I mean, really, you could always fall off a cliff. Or, rapids. And were these people even, as someone who's been out of the hunt, it's very easy to take a little portion of your hunt and have some fun. So when I heard that this one guy died in the rapids, I didn't know whether he had actually died looking for the chest in the rapids, or was that just part of his trip? You know what I mean? Nobody ever made that clear. Still go back to the premise, though, that you want to announce it so that the hunt stops and people are no longer risking their lives. I think that's the right thing to do. And someone had said they couldn't really imagine if you, when I say somebody had said, I'm talking about blogs that I read, treasure hunters. Someone had said, well, if you just took it home, put it in that proverbial safe deposit box, and kind of kept it, who would come to your door anyway? I mean, you've got it, you're at home. Who would come to your door? Well, maybe a representative. I mean, more likely you'd get an email, but you'd probably be contacted by, well, let me just cut to the chase. Let me just cut to the chase. You're going to be contacted by the IRS. Guarantee it. There's just no way in this day and age that the IRS is going to notice that a treasure worth $3 million, $5 million, $1 million has been found, and they're going to say, well, how much of this are we getting? And they're going to want to talk to you. And they're going to want to know exactly where you found it, so they can deduce how to split it up. And you just got to deal with that. You're going to pay that tax no matter what. I personally feel it's going to be part of a yearly income tax, but I don't really know. I live in South Carolina. I don't know how South Carolina is going to deal with it. These are things that are going to be new experiences for whoever finds the treasure. So, but that big point that we're all going to have to deal with is when we literally find this treasure, what are we going to do? It's one of those real moral moments that you come across in life sometimes. And you know, I hate to say it. I mean, I don't want to do anything to get myself in trouble. I certainly don't want to do anything to get fined or whatever. But the thought of handing that chest over when I have just found it to some guy behind a desk at a national park or a national forest or wherever I am, for them to then confiscate it, which I'm sure they will, and I'm sure they will legally try to find out how to handle it. But something inside of me just cannot handle that. I mean, it's just like, no, it's mine, damn it. I found it, and I want to take it home, and then we'll figure out what to do with it. That's what I'm going to do. I've already decided that's what I'm going to do, so there's no point in feeling bad about saying it on camera, because if I do find it, that'll be in the news. I have refused to turn it in. And you know what? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. You know, this thing is so interesting anyway, let's face it, because it's going to be in the news, and it's got the whole Forrest Fenn hoopla going on around it. And it's kind of like, you know, take the money and run, and here's some person, whether it's me or you know, we have found this treasure, and it's kind of like the good old American, you know, entrepreneurial treasure hunting story, if there is such a thing. And you know, I think a lot of people are going to be rooting for whoever finds this treasure, but still, the law is the law, so I don't know. But that's the big thing I'm just thinking about, because I hope I have figured it out, and I have to make that decision. But I think the decision's already been made for me. I'm going to keep that treasure, and I'm going to get a lawyer, and I'm going to take it from there. I mean, maybe if I go visit Santa Fe, Mr. Fenn will say, you know what, you got nothing to worry about, because, you know, he and his plethora of lawyers, and he's talked about how he's really made it clear that he studied every little facet of this treasure hunt and the legalities of it, and even where he put it, from where I'm putting it, I'm not so sure. Where I'm thinking it is, I'm not so sure, but you know, maybe he'll say, you got no sweat. There's no law that pertains to this. I would hope that would happen. He'd say, no, you found it where I put it, and I'm telling you, there's no real law that pertains to it. That'll be unusual if that happens. So anyway, I can't think of anything else I really wanted to talk about. I was curious about two different things, though. I have no desire. Please don't take this personally. It's not personal. In fact, it's anything but personal. It's business. I want to find this treasure chest on my own. And I want to find this treasure chest on my own, and I want to take the money and give some of it to family members. I'm not a complete selfish jerk. I've already told someone in my family that they'll get some of the money, even though they think this is a hoax, and I am stupid. Direct quotes. This is a hoax, and I'm stupid to spend my time and energy and money looking for this treasure chest. But better give me some of that damn money. That's what I heard him say to me. or words to that effect. So a couple of people will be getting some money. I mean, how could I not? And you're going to lose your entire family if you find $3 million and don't even send them enough to, you know, a coupon for Kentucky Fried Chicken or something. So on that note, I'm ready to go, and it's just a gorgeous day here. What time is it? Oh, it's 12:30 on the dot. It's just really gorgeous here. I would like to use this for future videos, and I would love to watch the seasons change. I would love to, like in a half year, be down here in a parka with, doesn't snow very often in South Carolina, but, you know, maybe rain, and have a big hat on, and it's cold and miserable, and I don't know what I'll be doing though, folks, because like I said, if I don't find the treasure chest this time, I don't really think I'm going to be out looking for it much more. This is just such a perfect solve. If I haven't figured it out now, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. But it's been fun looking. It's been fun looking. Anyway, everyone have a good time. I know a lot of the hunters are starting out around this time of year. Some of them are waiting a little bit. But again, doing it on my own. Don't want any legal complications with other people. No offense to anybody. And, God, just think of how that would even complicate things more to have another person involved. I mean, it just boggles the mind. It's probably going to be complex enough as it is. Anyway, everybody have a good day. And I think I'm going to go grab a bite to eat and talk to you later.